Hello, hello, hello. Ender resubbed and said, currently tearing out my room to get rid of an old shelf that has zero aura. I completely understand, dude. I moved in here well over a year ago. And I still have not decided, like, what the fuck I'm doing with some areas. Like, I'm not an interior designer. I'm a person who, like, likes interior design. You know what I mean? And knows, like, a couple things that make it all look right? But I'm not, like, an interior designer. But on top of that, I think even worse than that, because once I commit to something, like, I can make it happen. I don't know what I want to do with some of it, because I can't fucking decide. And everything in here is gray. Everything I own is gray. I should just do gray color drenching on the whole house. Like, in every room. This room, my office right now. Ready for this? Black desk. Black desk, okay? Black chair. Black PC case. Small black side table right next to the window for my 3D stuff. Gray rug in it has like black to light gray. It has like different stuff. It's like a mottled, imagine like a horse with like that dappled pattern. Looks kind of like that a little bit. So gray rug with all types of grays. Black garbage can. Gunmetal gray lamp. Gray cat tree with black sizzle rope. Black panel on the wall for sound absorption. A gray metal cabinet with glass doors. A stack of 3 little gray drawers for paperwork. Another gray cat bed. Another light gray cat tree. Gray blanket on the gray cat bed. I do have one gray cat. And then there are 2 wooden items. There are 2 non-gray things in this room as far as furniture goes. Like some of the objects in the room are not gray, but you know what I mean? Like the furniture all is. When Monster Hunter Wilds released and they sent me that Monster Hunter crate, like it looks like one of the item crate kind of things that you open. There's like a wooden crate with Monster Hunter designs and patterns like branded all over it. I have that. So there's wood. And then I have a really dark wood piece of furniture in here that's just a cube with the one corner cut out, and it's like a cat bed. It's like a mini, like a low table, like kind of coffee table height, but it's just a cube, and one corner is cut out of the cube, and it's got a cat bed inside. So like fucking everything in here is gray or 2 pieces of like very dark wood. Oh, and I have a Splatoon rug, like right in front of my closet door. I have like this tiny rug that looks like a little squidling. And that is the only like kind of furniture-ish item. I guess you could call a rug kind of like furniture. Like it's in the same category, right? It's not like a little object. It's like it you know, same vibe of like a permanent fixture in a way, semi-permanent. And that is like a desaturated greenish, aqua-ish color. Like a darker one. That is the only, like, fixture in the room that is a color. So I'm looking around and I'm like, okay. All right. So the office actually feels very cozy in here. Like, I use, like, warm lighting and stuff and a lot of, like, nice, soft textures. So even though everything is gray, it feels cozy, right? It's nice. Oh, gray curtains as well. And then I go to my living room. I've got the same rug, but bigger in the living room of that like black, gray, and slightly whitish patterning. Okay. And then I have a kotatsu, which is like, you know, my small floor table. And that is like dark brown wood. And then I have a brown leather couch. And I have a brown wood, same exact hue as the brown leather couch, brown wood TV stand with a TV on it. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, hold on. We're hitting the same issue. Everything's gray and brown wood. You know, like, wait a minute. Now, the good news is when you have a monochromatic kind of thing like that, I could just pick an accent color and get like 3 things in that accent color, and boom, suddenly people will be like, wow, you're a designer. Right? So I don't know. Okay, monochrome but lacking color. No, it is monochromatic. Well, brown is it's too two-toned. It's just that it's all cool toned, which is why it's still and both neutral, so it still feels monochromatic. You know what I mean? They're in the same family of very, very neutral color, very cool toned, multiple hues of that thing. So it kind of all blends together. And it's actually, as I look at it, I'm like, it's really cozy when you light it nicely, which I do light. I think the lighting is like the most important thing, right? So I'm like, that's fine. I don't mind it. So my living room looks like that, and my office looks like that, and I'm totally happy with that. Because I don't have everything all the same gray and all the same brown. It's like varying degrees of light and dark, so it ends up looking like it's purposefully color drenched, which is like cool, you know? Then I look at I have this like front entryway kind of area. It's like kind of like a room. It's just, you know, open to everything else. And there's nothing in it. There's nothing in it. Except for the same rug. In a slightly... This one has tiny, tiny bits of brown in it. So it's like... I got like this set of rugs that match. So I'm looking and I'm like, I gotta resist the urge to do the same thing in a third area, in a third space, you know? I want to do something different in that room. Because I've done the same thing twice and it works really well. Right? It works really well. It looks really nice, even though it's like simple. And I have just a tendency, a habit to, if I'm buying something, there's a bunch of color options, I just pick the gray one every time. So I'm like, let me do this in some other way. So I need to pick some damn colors for that room. But I don't know what to do. Because I like a lot of different colors, genuinely. Like, even though a lot of stuff in here is gray, in the past I have had rooms that have been way more colorful and stuff, and it just depends on what items I own. I don't think about it too deeply, you know? So I'm like, what do I do in here? And I realize when I have a blank canvas, I just, like, get stun locked. I don't know what to do with it. So I have a brown room. I've thought about it. I thought about putting, like, wainscoting on the walls and making that one look more old-timey traditional, and doing a lot of browns and greens, but it's not a 4-walled in room. It is open to my kitchen, so it wouldn't look right. You can only do that in a room that you can like really close off from others, you know? So that's not really an option in there. You know, it being open to other stuff, being able to be seen from other rooms means that, you know, you're more limited in like how you can differentiate the design style, you know? So I'm trying to figure out what to do in there. I don't know how you even pick when you have like a blank canvas, because I've always like lived in really, really, really tiny spaces, and this isn't huge, but it's bigger than anything I've had in the past, you know? Everything I lived in was like a 1-bedroom and then 1 bathroom and then like an everything room, right? So I didn't really have a lot of stuff, so I never had to redesign too terribly, because I would put the same things in the same space, get rid of anything that's old, replace it. But, you know, I never really had like a full blank canvas room, so I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? how do you pick? Yeah, adult problem. Like, I just never had to deal with it. Also, one of you said, do you really have a kotatsu? No, I lied to be cool. Even though I've talked about it many times, I definitely lied to be cool. Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't have a dining table, because I just eat at my kotatsu. So if I want to have people over, I'm like, fuck, I need a table, man. Because that kotatsu is like, it's kind of square. I could sit 4 people around it, but if you put 4 place settings on it, it's like not enough room. It is not enough room. It's really like 2 people could eat at it. You know, you'd have a little bit of nice width for those 2 people, but depth-wise, you know, like there's just not enough space to seat 4 people and have full place settings and everything. And I also just don't want to make certain family members sit on the floor. Like, that's just not, you know, not what they're all used to. So I need to figure out something that I can like deploy. Yeah, folding Home Depot plastic table special, right? Like, but I want something slightly nicer, because I have some family members that are extremely judgmental. Like they're very nice people and I like them, but when it comes to like the furniture in your house, if you're using like the folding Home Depot table, they'll be like, why didn't you just get a wooden table? Why do you live like this? They would be like, why do you live like this? Don't you have the money to buy a wooden table? You don't need to do this. You know, like that's the way they would talk. So I'm like, ooh. So I will give in and I will get a wooden table or something like that because I am the same. I am the same, not as bad as them. The thing is, I wouldn't say it to someone who I know doesn't have the means. But if someone absolutely had the means, I would be like, why don't you just get a normal table? Why do you have this? I would say the same thing, just not in the same circumstances as them. You know, I'd be more understanding depending on what my friends got going on, you know? If my friend's paycheck to paycheck, I'm not going to walk in their house and be like, why didn't you get a wooden table? You know what I mean? But, you know, but I need something. The thing is, I don't want a full dining table. I don't want a full dining set or anything like that because I have a little spot I could kind of turn into that. But I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to use it unless I have people over, and I'm not going to have them over all the time. I usually go to their places. So I just want it for the occasional dinner party, the occasional thing, right? So I'm like, it doesn't make sense to get a whole dining set to have people over once every other month. But I don't want to do the I don't want to do the Home Depot plastic table special. So I'm like, So I want something that breaks down in a way. Murphy dining table. I don't know if I like Murphy style, the way they fold like that necessarily. You know, okay, back in the day. So one of my grandparents had one of these, and it's a shame no one ever took it in the family when they passed because I never ended up being able to take it because I just didn't have the space for it. They had a flip top table, which people don't do anymore. It's like more of a vintage thing. It's not really like in fashion, I think. But flip top tables were something where it would go against the wall and it would look like a little console table, like one that's not very deep, right? But it's a bit little wide. And you'd pull it out from the wall and then the top would just flip out. Like there was just a flat slab on top of another flat slab and it would just flip out. And that was it. And then it would slide over a little and lock in place. And it was like full dining table size. And I like that kind of stuff. But they don't really, that's not like the way they make them anymore. They all do like dining table with extendable leaves, whatever. But they don't collapse down as small as I want. Those types of tables still like seat 4 to 6 when they're small. I want that shit to go against the wall and not even look like a dining table when I'm not using it. You know what I mean? So I think I need to go on that like vintage furniture hunt. They just, in the US, they don't manufacture stuff like that currently. So I need to go do that. And when you want something vintage, you have to like physically go. And I'm like, oh God, now I have to go. Now I have to make trips out to places to potentially come home with nothing, you know? And like, now I have to start doing that shit. And I'm like, But I've decided that is probably like the best option for what I want. So at least I know generally what I want. So I can probably go to places and be like, do you have any of this? And if they go no, I go, okay, and I leave. You know? Get Wormwood to sponsor you. No, I don't want a big table. That's the last thing I want. I want something that gets small and goes against the wall and looks like a small, tiny console table when I'm not using it. You know? I don't want anything that at its smallest is like a 4-seater. It needs to be like, you could barely feed 2 people on that thing when I'm not using it. You know what I mean? That's what I want. It's a good flea market by you, and they have the most bizarre kinds of furniture you've never considered. Yeah, the one thing I never took from an older family member when they passed, but it was offered to me because I really liked it, was one of my elderly family members had this cabinet that was an old tea cabinet. And it was like, it has like all these tiny, tiny, tiny drawers. It's one big chest of drawers, basically. And they're all microscopic, like 2-inch wide, 1-inch tall face of the little drawer. And you'd pull them out and it's just a tiny drawer. And it was a tea cabinet. You'd keep all these different tea bags and tea leaf tins and all this stuff in there. And this person used it for like hobby and craft stuff. And I loved that thing. And it's like such a specific piece of furniture that you you know, you really don't like need to buy something like that. But if you have a use for it, it's the greatest thing ever, you know? So I do kind of want to go look at like really specific furniture, right? And see if I can find anything that like I could have a use for. I don't know. Could be cool. There's some old cabinets. There was one, I don't know what it was for, but there was a cabinet that I'd seen a long time ago. It's like 2 wooden doors on the front that make it look like a normal standard cabinet. It doesn't look like anything special. But you open it, and it had these vertical wooden slats. Like, you know, like how a pocket door slides in and out kind of thing? It was like that. It had these, like, long, vertically placed pieces of wood right next to each other with not much airspace in between them. And you would slide it out, and it would come straight out, and it was like door-sized for the cabinet. And it was like a board that you could attach things to. And it was, you could do anything. You could like hang necklaces, right? Like hang jewelry flat on it and slide it in and out. You could put, if you had tools, you could hang tools on it and slide it in and out, right? Like things like that. It had a little airspace in between each, and it was adjustable too. So you could have like things that had a little depth hanging. And it was really cool. And I was like, why would I ever need this, you know? Let me not. I saw it in a store a long time ago. I was like, I would never need this. And now I think about it and I'm like, oh my God, all of my extra wires and like all of my extra tech shit. Because it was almost like a pegboard each time you slid one of those out, where you could attach little hooks to it and stuff. I was like, dude, I actually could have kept all this shit so organized in there. Yeah, wires and things. I was like, oh, I thought of a really good use case, and then I didn't, it wasn't there anymore. And I was like, shit. Because it wasn't huge either. It wasn't too big. Like, I would never fill that thing, you know? You have desk phones for tools? Yeah, I really like when it's like vertical storage like that. So you pull it out and everything's hanging in front of you so you can see it. Drawer storage is great for certain things, but when you pull out a drawer and there's depth to it and there's stuff stacked on other things, it's now hard to get to the stuff underneath. Hard to see what you even have at a glance, you know, etc. So some of the specialized furniture, I don't know. If you have a use for it, it's actually like the greatest thing ever. It's just not manufactured that way. Nowadays, at least. And then there's a part of me that's like, what if I take a trip? What if I take a trip and I go drive out to Amish country and I go just commission something? Because that, you could just do that. You could just do that. And I'm like, hey, I could go to them and go, I need a flip top table that flips out 2 times. I want it to trifold onto the middle. So it's really small when it's against the wall. And they'd probably be like, I got you. That's like, what, 4 hinges and some table legs that fold out? All right, you know? So I've actually been considering that too. Because you can get something real nice. I've had friends that have done that too, so I've seen it like firsthand work out when you get a commissioned piece, basically. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. If I go to antique stores and I can't find what I want, then maybe, I don't know. I like flip top tables. I was looking at a lot of the tables that they have right now that like store small. There's one that everyone was recommending called the transformer table, but then as I look at reviews, it looks like shit. Like people say that shit is not built to last, which makes sense because of the way the mechanisms look. Like, how could you make that in a way where it would last? Like, it's not doable. And it's a table that slides and folds down very small against the wall, and then you pull out and has these rails that pull out with it, and it gets super long, and then you store the leaves somewhere else, and you just put the leaves on the table, and boom, you've got this long thing. And I'm like, this is cool, but like the way the rails compact, there's no way that shit's sturdy, you know? There's no way. Flip top table though, that's some hinges, you know? Like, you put a good hinge on there and you have sturdy wood, you're fine. You know? So I don't know. Stack more brand dining table. It does what you want. Stack more. I don't know this company. Let me see. I will keep it in mind. Oh, I see they have a bunch of folding shit. Yeah. I will keep it in mind. always buy portable furniture wobbly like crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of the newer stuff isn't good. But the thing is, I've known a lot of old furniture pieces from older family that I remember, you know, growing up with and stuff that did these types of things that were really good. So I know it's physically possible. I just know it's, you know, probably made in the past. And I have to go find it. I have to go on like a hunt. But we'll see. Or maybe I'll go to like a rich neighborhood. I'll go find a rich neighborhood where they're having estate sales and go show up to these estate sales and buy a bunch of crap I don't need. Someone else's used shit. You know? A dead person's stuff. Estate sales are really good. I don't know if you guys have ever gone to one. When I first moved out, and I was the first time I was ever not living with, you know, my parents. I went to an estate sale to get some stuff because it was like a rich neighborhood, and estate sales, they tend to sell things pretty cheap because they just want to liquidate it. They just want to get rid of it, right? And it's not like family putting sentimental value prices on it so much. It's often a estate sale company just being like, yeah, this is what this is worth. And I found some good stuff, and I had like no money, you know, at the time, so I was like really trying to do everything I could to not go to IKEA for everything, you know. And I found some good shit, and some of it I still have. So, yeah, I might do that. I haven't done that in forever because I haven't, you know, I always lived in like small spaces. I didn't really like need new shit. So we'll see. I might go to like a little rich neighborhood and see if there are any estate sales going on. And they usually schedule them. They usually give date ranges and stuff. Especially in the city. Holy, there's a lot of that going on. So we'll see. I gotta go hunting. Also, one of you was asking, you need a table for how many? So I want it to collapse down so that that shit fits 2 or 3 maximum when it's small. And then I want to be able to have up to... Let me think. At least 8 people sitting at a table. Probably more. That's the problem. Is like... Let me think. I'm counting on my hands without saying names out loud. Probably a table that could fit 10. Probably a table that could fit 10, and you know. And it's okay if I have 2 different furniture pieces that I just put next to each other. I don't need it to be one table. That's the other thing. So that makes that a lot easier. I have walls, you know. I don't mind having like 2 little console tables. I just don't want to get something that in any way sticks out far from the wall when I am not needing a dining table, right? Because I don't even eat at a dining table. I eat on the fucking floor, right? I sit on the floor and use my low table. So I think I don't mind getting like 2 different flip top tables and then placing them next to each other. That is also absolutely an option. So I think that might be the way I have to do it. But I don't think I'll always have that many people. But I think 6 to 8 is probably going to be really common. So I'm like, oof. Oof, you know? Oof. It's tough having a lot of family members. And I have the space if I wanted to fold stuff out and move some furniture around and put out like 5 fucking tables. I could make it happen in like this one stretch. That is possible. I just don't want it to jut out from the wall all the time, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I could also get you know, they have like folding card tables, which yes, you have like the plastic one that you can buy from Home Depot. But you also have the ones that are like wooden with the flip out legs, whatever. I could just get like 3 squares and just shove them in a closet, you know? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. And then they're never out. You know? This might be the way. This might be the way. For family members, stack them vertically to save space. Oh, dude, I can't tell you how many holidays I had to have some child sitting on my lap because they didn't want to go sit at the other table. They're like, I want to be next to my mom. But then their mom is like, oh, I go sit at the other table. And then they're like, I'm going to climb on you. And then I go, okay. You know? Oh, my God. Are you related to Northern Lion? That's my little brother. But yeah, no, we have a huge family, and it's just.
Hey, Geega, congratulations, by the way, on being the newest.
No, I don't know NL personally. I only know Kate.
The Geegler.
And even then, don't get it twisted. We're not besties, but I know her fairly well. I always worry that when I say I know X person, that people will be like, yeah, she said they were best friends or something, because someone has said that in someone else's chat. When I said I knew somebody once, they went into that person's chat the next day and they were like, I heard you're really good friends with Geega. And the person was like, what? And now that makes me sound fucking weird because it makes me sound like I said we were besties, but I didn't even say that. That person, like, you know, made up some headcanon. I think because they wanted us to be friends. You know what I mean? Like, they heard what they wanted to hear. So they were like, yay. And then they went to that person's chat and just typed. And I was like, what? Yeah, actual lunatics on the internet, man. I'm like, what are you saying? And then I messaged that person. I was like, yo, one of my other chatters snitched on them and told me that this other chatter, like, said this crazy shit. Just so you know, all I said was, I know X. And they were like, okay, I was wondering. And they're like, I didn't think you would say that. And I was like, no, I wouldn't. It was funny. And then we talked more because of that, actually. I was like, I just don't want you to think that I'm going around saying, oh, we're besties. We were so close. You know? It was funny. It was funny. What is this song? This song is I fucking hate this song. Sorry. There we go. I don't know why. It just really bothered me, the vibe of it. You ever said I heard of them and someone took it as you know them personally? Yeah, all the time. Or even worse, someone says, so-and-so said this. And sometimes, like, you have to tell someone, hey, stop talking really excitedly about this person in a way that only knowers would know or something, because, like, I don't know who that is. You know what I mean? Sometimes someone brings someone up that you just know of, and they talk about something going on with them that I'm sure in their community is super relevant. There's nothing wrong with, like, the context. It's just that they're saying it here, and, like, I don't know them. They act like I know, like, the meme they're bringing up, or, you know, some of it is, like, you have to watch them to, like, know what they're talking about, right? So then I have to say something, or someone in chat has to say something and be like, hey, slow down, we don't know that person. But that, like, that makes me feel like an asshole. Having to do that, you know what I mean? I don't like being, like put in that situation. But sometimes the person's typing a lot, and you gotta be like, hey.
Social cues here. Did you know that Geega is besties with Geega?
No way. No way. But yeah, it's just like it's kind of awkward. I don't know what to do in that situation. Because sometimes, you know, usually the answer is just ignore people. Like, just don't address whatever they're saying in the chat and they'll calm down. But sometimes people get excited so they don't calm down, you know? And then you gotta say something. And then you gotta say something they don't want to hear. And now you look like a jerk, you know? I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Thankfully, that hasn't happened recently. I feel like it used to happen, but I think, you know what it is? You know, it was during the transitional phase. So like VTubing in 2020 and 2021, everyone did know each other for the most part. And we maybe didn't know everything that was going on with everybody, but we all had, like, talked at some point, you know? Like you probably talked to 75% of the people that were around VTubing if you were a VTuber, right? Like a good majority. And then, you know, by like 2023, that was not the case. There was like 1 billion VTubers, so none of us really knew each other at that point. I know probably like 3% of the people out there saying they're a VTuber at this point, right? But that transitional phase, you know, a lot of the chatters from the before times when, like, everyone knew each other, we're just used to that. So they, like, mistakenly, like, talk about someone in your chat later, and you'd be like, I don't know who that is. And they'd be like, what? Because they weren't used to it, you know what I mean? Nowadays, I don't think there's as much of that, but I remember during that, like, transitional time, there was a lot of wayward chatters. I don't know. It was just one of those moments where they would be, like, confused that you didn't know someone. Very interesting times. I'm glad we're mostly past that though. Occasionally we're not, but we usually are. Are you extrovert IRL? No. No, I'm not actually. I'm one of those people who's like, you could consider me high functioning, but an introvert. So if somebody strikes up conversation, I can speak very easily, but it tires me out and I do not seek it out. You know what I mean? Which in my mind is what makes an extrovert, like someone who's like, I need to be social and goes out of their way. For me, it's more like it arrives in front of me very often, like those chances to be social, and I do not like reject them in the moment. Therefore, I get taken as an extrovert a lot of the time, but that's not me. Intro or extra is about how you recharge your social battery, not your skill level of interaction. Exactly. So I can sit there and talk to people for 14 hours. I can do it because I'm built like that. That doesn't mean that I want to go do that. You might even see me when I play on servers. Sometimes, like, you'll see me purposefully strike out on my own a lot because I'm choosing to recharge my social battery. And it's, I'm doing myself a disservice because when you play in a server with a lot of people, like, the best thing you can do is be extra social, but I don't have it in me all the time, And you'll legitimately see me be like, that's cool, guys. Anyway, I gotta go work on something. And then I just fucking run away. Like, you'll see me do it all the time. And then all of someone comment, they'll be like, something crazy is going on at spawn. You should go to spawn. And I'm like, I'm sure they're having fun. And I just keep building solo. Because some days I can do it, some days I just can't. You know what I mean? It just depends on how used up my social battery is that day. Or not that day, but that week even, If you do both, ambivert, yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah, for me, I'm kind of like that in Cobblemon. Like, I don't know. I have some bits that I like to do with people here and there, and I've been going out of my way to direct slightly more recently. But I've spent most of my time just solo working on my shit. And it doesn't mean I dislike anyone. I like everyone on that server. It's been a great time. But I just like, sometimes I need a little moment. I need a little moment. And I will just turn around and run away on a server filled with people that I enjoy. Yeah, this Sigma House was. I was thinking I could do more of that today, so we'll play some Cairn, because that just released, see how we feel about it. And then if I decide to stop at some point, then we'll swap to Cobblemon Academy. But yeah, I need to work on that. I can show you, I was digging the biggest hole ever, because I wanted to do the plan that Luki and I had, and we were talking about, where I wanted to dig a hole down so that you could see from our level all the way down to the city, the undercity, whatever it's called, below us. But as I was digging, it's not like centered nicely. So I made like a 2x7 block wide hole at one end of it all the way down to see what it looked like. And as I was down there, I was like, we're not even going to get a nice view. So what I did was, I'm making the oasis in the middle. I put glass over the hole, over two parts of it, and dirt over some of it. I'll fill the rest of the glass later. And I'm going to put a sign that says, like, in memoriam of our, like, cool hole idea. and then just, like, leave it there as a memory. And then I'm just making the oasis. So I spent the other day, like, filling that middle area with water. So I could make, I could make my little oasis museum of stolen goods. But yeah. So I didn't do the building part. I did like the landscaping stuff first so that I can build. Because anytime I try to build something and then I try to landscape later, I like really fuck it up. Like I just don't get it working. So I cut down a lot of trees. I terraformed slightly differently a little bit, not too much. Very, very little bit, just so that it like makes sense. And then I filled all that shit with water up a few levels. So that way it's, it looks right. It looks nice. And then from there, I was thinking of building like, sort of a Greek-inspired Parthenon-esque open-walled building that I would turn into a museum. And on one side, I would have like Pokemon pasture blocks and cages that we cage the Pokemon in. So when people really want something, we could put it in the cage and show them and be like, oh, you want this? He's mine. He's an exhibit. Yeah, and do some real sicko stuff. And then the other side, I just want to steal random shit from people's houses and then place it there and put like a plaque and be like, you know, this is the clock from Gumi's house. Stolen this day, this time. You know what I mean? I think it'll be fun. Yeah, we're going full British mode. It'll be cool. Steal an entire house. I don't think I have the time to do that, but that was a consideration. I was thinking about stealing Goosey's house because his looks like it's very rebuildable. I was gonna build a replica and then set his house on fire, but I think he's not really much of a builder and he puts so much effort into it. I think he'd actually be like upset. Not like IRL upset, but you know what I mean? Like he'd get so sad at the prospect of having to rebuild his home. And I don't think I can do it to him. So I need to do it to someone who can build very fast. But if it's someone who doesn't know me super well, I don't know. So I think what I was gonna do is I was gonna take a bunch of the paintings or the pictures from some people's houses and then like take those rather than taking like their whole house. But yeah, I think it'd be fun. They could steal. That's the thing. These people could steal it back. I'm not making it like not putting it in a secret locked area. It's just if they find it, they know where to go. You know. But there's a house tournament going on right now, and let me find it. The House Showdown. It started like yesterday or Saturday and will end on the 5th. It ends on Thursday. You can get points in multiple ways. So there's a Pokedex in each of the 3 houses that will only accept shiny Pokemon. And the house with the most unique shinies at the end of the event will get points. Second will get another amount of points, some lower amount. Then there's the house battles, which is up to 20 possible. Each house can challenge the other houses 10 times to get a point per win. You get a dueling glove and you can use that to duel. There's a scavenger hunt. So they give you a number of times you can do it. So 3 times you could obtain a shiny legendary, shiny mythicals, radiant fossils, obtain a grade 10 shiny card, grade 10 legendary card, take a house photo with 10 members, get a picture of a shiny in the safari. Like they have a few things like this, right? And they said they're going to add some more to the scavenger hunt over time too. Like more stuff is going to appear. So I'm like, oof, this is kind of fun. This is kind of fun, and I want to I kind of want to do that. So I need to pick a house. I need to join a house. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, that's what's going on this week in Cobblemon, but that is for later. That is for later. For now, I wanted to look over some offerings. We have some more offerings. And then I want to go do Cairn first. We did demo it, which is where some of you may remember it from. I played the demo, and it was very interesting. It's a very vibey game, which I like. I don't know how to describe it. Vibey games, like you could just shut your brain off and go. But let me open up offerings. Where is it? Here it is. So this is all the stuff. So I didn't reset points for this month yet. I wanted to do today as like the last January day of points wise. So I could go over these because I tend to do this on Sundays. And then from there, tomorrow onward, we should be in February for points. All right. You put 16 hours into it just this weekend? Into Cairn? Holy. How long of a game is Cairn? How long is Cairn? I hope it's a big game. It seems like a game that you could make huge. Only halfway on my main save. Damn, okay. It's always nice when indie games have more content because, you know, they usually don't have the budget to go crazy, so a lot of indie games do end up being shorter. So it's good to see. It's good to see. Hold on, I want to put... Wait, where's Boris? Boris! Okay. And I want us to put... There we go. Okay, so these are the January points. Today will be the last day you can contribute to last month's point totals. And then I will, after stream, do the big old reset for February. So right now, it's actually really, really close between undead and creatures. You guys are both at like 32K, which is kind of terrifying for you, not me. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens after this. And then don't forget, dailies still highly affect everything. Gifted subs, every little thing you do. If you have opted in, especially, if you've gone to the app and opted in, everything you do will give you personal points as well. Okay, let's start. Oh, I saw this on Twitter. Oh, thank you, Nick, for the 5 gifted. Thank you for anyone who resubbed earlier today as well. Thank you. Terzo. That art of me and Henya. Thank you. We need to play something together again. This was like from when we played with... Actually, I really like the mascots that you drew, I want to say. Like, yes, the art, but I want to put extra special attention. The way this person draws mascots is just like really good. You know what I mean? Like really good. Yeah, she's on the classic Resident Evil grind. She has been. She's been having fun with it. I gotta find something we can play. I have one idea of something we could play soon, so I was gonna ask her. I was happy she played Little Nightmares with me. I'm glad she liked it. And she played the first 2 to like get ready for it, and I was like, oh, you're gonna love the story of 2. There's a huge twist into that, like wraps both games together nicely and like blows everyone's minds. Oh, it's so good. I love watching like compilations of streamers like crying over that game. Anyway, I love Henya. I like this art. Let's do 100. Let's do 100 for this. 100 points. That's for the creatures faction. Next, Sarah. Oh, Seraph. They've been doing a whole series of this on Twitter. Like I've been seeing them working on it, but we'll just take this as just this part of it today because this is what was offered. But they've been making a whole thing. I actually have no idea what this is referencing, but I'm pretty sure this is referencing something, right? What is it referencing? It's like a thing. I'm pretty sure. Either that or it is their own thing and they're just world building in it, and I just think they're referencing something because they're like world building so much. And it might be their own world building. It might actually be that. I don't know. But I like the outfit. I like it. could be peanuts. You know, that's like a thing I will agree with, but if someone doesn't know what you mean by that, if they don't know, that could be like the most confusing thing to ever type in this chat, dude. Possible peanuts. Anyway, I love it. But I will say, we've broken one golden rule, which is you've drawn an ungloved left hand. The left hand may never be shown. The only time it could be drawn ungloved is with my approval specifically, and I am part of the design process on that. You may not draw the royal hand. You may not. Therefore, I'm going to give them points overall for the drawing, but we're going to take away points for heresy. So, Seraph, we're going to give you 90 points, but we are going to take away 40. We're going to take away 40. It's not a mirror image. No, the letters are in the right orientation. Unfortunate. And no, you can't flip the drawing because I'll notice that certain things are on the wrong side as well with the hair, so can't fool me. Ooh, Bouts of the Blind. This was your summary of the last year of drawings. Said there were about 25 pieces in total. With solo Boris Doodles, it's about 32, but this is like the favorite for each month, I think. Ew. It's probably one of my most active artists, which is crazy. Absolutely insane, dude. I really appreciate it. Because it's a mix of stuff that I do, drawing stuff that I do, but then also drawing stuff that I just like talk about. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'll just mention a thing on stream offhand and I'll be like, oh, it'll be so cool to wear something like this. And then I go do my stream, whatever. And then the next day I wake up and my art tag is updated, and I just I just see a piece like drawn of the thing that I talked about, you know, which is like crazy. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, Fish and RoboCat are two more that also do that a lot. Although Cat doesn't really post on Twitter much. He just kind of puts it in the Discord. I love the June one. Direct reference to who? To who? M. Bison. I love M. Bison. I do. I love M. Bison, dude. I love it. I love them all. I love them all. Well, you've already gotten points for all of these that you've offered, but I will still give points just for the general roundup because some haven't been offered. So let's do... We'll still do 100. We'll do 100 points for this. Thank you, Boats. Thank you, Boats. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. You'll have something new to draw very soon. I'm excited. I'm really excited for this next one, guys. It's one of my favorites. It might be my favorite. I just realized my dumbass has barely put any Geek Art in offerings, so I've got a bit of a backlog. That's fine. First one from way back in 2023. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. It's the slightly older version of the design. Actually, the design hasn't changed too much. We just adjusted a couple things. A couple little things here and there. So it's still it still counts. It still counts. I like it. You know, this pauldron used to be round. You know why? It has a little fold here. Because it was supposed to be leather. It's supposed to be leather, but for some reason, no one could tell that it was leather. So they all drew it like it was a round metallic object. And then I was like, well, I don't want it to be a dome. So we kept it metal, but made it pointier on the new design. Because I was like, people don't know when something's supposed to be leather. Like, they actually just have no idea. Yeah, everyone thought it was metal. It was just, you know, I figured, you know, better just go with it and adjust it. So I did. Oh, wow. Oh, well. Anyway, I love it. I love it. Let's do... Is this like me standing on a portal? Is this me when I take my portal up to the streets of New York? Let's do... We'll do 70 points. We'll do 70 points for this one. Thank you, Dragon. Maybe it's more of a dimple texture. Yeah, we didn't go crazy with the texturing on it because I was like, when am I going to zoom in that much that they'll be able to see it? But then, like, maybe I should have. Oh, well. My fault for not asking. Wanted to make something to reflect the year gone by. Had to go in Canva making a presentation. I'm ready to make fun of this if it's not good. This better be good. Okay. Hold on. Are you timelining for me? Are you timelining? Are you? No! Go back. Sorry, I pressed spacebar. I forgot you can't pause and use spacebar in this when it's embedded into a thing. The sound is so good. There's no sound, brother. Unless... Hold on. Let me pause my Spotify. Oh my god, I hear you clicking. Oh. Wait. You can hear them clicking. I can hear it just slightly. You can hear it. It's so low, but the video has suddenly gotten 20 times better. It's so immersive. Wait a minute. Wait, you got the actual data. You got the stats. Hold on. Okay. Streamed 2,010 hours. What the fuck? Guys, how many hours is full-time work? Hold on. Full-time hours for 1 year. Is that 2080? Holy. And the thing is, I work outside of streaming, right? Like, I spend all this time doing other shit. That's crazy. Not including hours on other channels. Yeah, so many other times I'm in collabs or doing other shit. Okay. They're showing my most streamed stuff, just chatting, of course. And then Blueprints and Seance at Blake Manor. Hey, both were amazing, for the record. Both were so good. Oh! Holy. Okay. we got a whole like summary, but actually like not the longest one ever to know what was going on. Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna say you wrote this. I think you see. Well, maybe you did. Are you the one who wrote this? I struggle with this. Not great presentationally. Some of it I would say is not exactly correct, but I'm not gonna knock you for it because keeping track of this shit is hellish. I'm not gonna knock you for it at all. Trying to keep track of what's going on over the course of a couple of years in roleplay is crazy. Especially when I don't stream all of it. So, you know. Ain't gonna bother you with that. Oh my god, 100 different clubs and 100 different streamers. Have I really? My god, stream with many. Viewer peak starting the game. Viewer peak. Geega is a fried egg. Oh man, I want Grounded 2 to come back, man. I just need them to do a patch that like makes multiplayer stable. It just the frame rate gets shitty. That's all. That's all. I want to play it though, but they have more to come. More content to come, so I'm not pressed until the content's done. If the content is all out and they still don't fix that though, I'm gonna start angry tweeting at them. I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, major events. We did Hunt Week. Dude, this shit. I still laugh about this shit to this day, man. They dragged me on there last minute, barely even telling me what it's for, and I was just like, okay. And then people thought I was like interviewing him or some shit, and I'm like, I don't know. They just dragged me on, dude. Block Wars, Trials. Dude, Joe Bart's GeoGuessr was so fun. I kind of want to get into GeoGuessr. You know what I mean? Like, into it. Here, I'm gonna put the BGM back on. I really liked GeoGuessr, man. I did. This Block Wars was fun. This team was really, really good. Leaving me. Lol. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, this Block Wars was crazy. I was really happy with this one because I got to drag Kason and Hesiod. But this was nutty. It was one of the weirdest teams ever, but I had a great time. And I did not know why I was on this team, but as I was in there, I was like, I think I get it, because literally everyone here talks so fucking much. Especially Ludwig. Dude, fuck that guy. He wouldn't stop talking. I had a great time, though. I had a great time. I was just like, I just won't talk. It was funny. It was funny. It's just, you always know this, it's going to be a disaster when you put like 6 people that like talking in the same thing. You know, it's too many. That shit was funny, though. It was a great team. Great team. Ooh! Wait, hold on. That one went too quick. It went too quick. Oh, it's the locations of the different cons. Yo, why do they hate the northern Midwest? I know no one lives here, so like, logically I get it. But can we just get like one in Montana? You know, just one in Montana. MontCon or some shit. Just one. Yeah, we also did Maid Cafe Day in Brazil, dude. That shit was fun. Everyone was so nice. Oh, look at these drops. I always worry. I'm like, am I doing too much? Is this like too much merchandise to put out there? But then every time I do it, everyone's like, I didn't get the shirt in time or whatever. So I'm like, okay. All right, it's okay. It's all right. It's fine. Yeah, I know. People are always like, when's the next one? Well, the next one is soon, for the record. It's soon, for the record. It'll be very, very soon. Voice of a generation. Oh, man. It's true. It's true. It's true. These were my big banger tweets. My lovely banger tweets. I gotta say, though, this one. Late Night Thoughts, maybe I really should start a company. I want to say something on that really quick. Fuck, I hit the button. I'm not gonna start an agency. You're not getting an agency out of me. Okay? I'll always be thinking, I'll always be cooking, and I'll always be trying to think of ways I can like help or do something good business-wise in this space. You're not getting a fucking agency out of me. I hate the idea of having to run one. That is not the job I want. Now, do I still think they can be good? Yes, absolutely. I don't want to run one, and I cannot say it enough times because people always, they beg me in my like YouTube comments and stuff. They're like, when are you gonna do this? And I'm like, brother, no. Do I want to help them out? Yes. Like, there's a lot that can be done outside of it, but I don't want to be a personal manager of somebody. Like, no. Obviously, you're going to sell soft pretzels. I have thought about the hot dog cart, and, you know, I will say, if the whole streaming thing doesn't work out, I think I'm finally going to go all in on the hot dog cart. I keep watching POV videos of this one guy running his hot dog stand, and I cannot stop watching it. So, you know, if this thing doesn't work out, please support my hot dog cart dreams. You know? Anyway, yeah, these are my banger tweets, man. I gotta say, for whatever reason, you know, I tweet I'm Geega like once every other month maybe or something. And it really works. I don't know why. It really works. Also, the I don't like Labubu tweet, you know, really got some people being like, you don't like fucking anything, you know. That's, you know, which is like crazy because I like lots of stuff, actually. I just don't think they watch me, you know. But they really don't, you know. They don't like when you say you don't like Labubu, apparently. What do you like anything? You know, I got that kind of reaction. I don't know, man. I don't know. Also, I want to say this tweet was just me describing how I was feeling. For the record, that's really all. It was me describing how I was feeling. Because many people replied to former tweets of mine with this one being like, "You must feel like this," and I was like, "Yes, I do." Yeah, a lot of people were looking at this and were like, what does it mean? And they started treating me like I was playing, like I was writing the plot of Blueprints on Twitter. I was not. Like, there was a lot of weird speculation. I just didn't read, you know, after a certain point. I was like, you people are crazy. Yeah, I was just beefing with Drake. That's really all it was. I don't know. If you look at previous tweets, you can see a lot of those types of like replies or like, you know, things like that. Or there were references to it in chat, whatever. So I stood by it and I just left it up and I was like, all right, brother. People really speculated very weirdly. The thing is, if I had something to say that along those lines, it would be very criminal and I would be able to legally say it, so I would have just said it. So I don't know why people were speculating crazy shit like that. How do I say this? I'm going to say this very clearly. I will never vague post about something that is like mega serious that I need to talk about publicly or something. Like, you know what I mean? I just want to make that very clear. I'm not going to vague post about something that's like actually a horrific accusation. I'll just make the accusation. Like, I think anyone who knows me should know that. I don't know. So if you ever see something on Twitter and it could be taken as just memeing or like this is a vague post, it's almost always the former. I don't vague post about something that's like super serious, especially like I said, if it's something criminal, you could legally just talk about it, right? Like that is just like in most cases the way it's gonna go. Yeah. So no, I was not making an accusation. But you know what? You can really tell who's part of what community, you know, online in general, because I know lots of people that use this to just describe feeling like this. And I know a lot of other people nowadays that only think that this relates to certain accusations. And that is the group that doesn't normally listen to this type of music, is how I'll say that. I'm trying to be really nice about how I say it. You know? It's people that were only introduced to this guy this year that tend to look at that and be like, you know. And I'm not part of that community of people, that circle of people is how I'll say that. That's my nice explanation. Anyway, I love Twitter sometimes. I love Twitter. Next. Next. This thumbnail. I think this might be my most viewed clip on my clips channel. Because it's me and Joel talking about how we did a bit. And to this day, there are so many people that think this shit's canon because they looked at the thumbnail and didn't watch the clip or any other related content to either of us. And at this point, I'm like, fuck it, let them misunderstand. It's just funnier because then the hot goss, it just has people like confused in comments, and it's just like really funny to watch the confusion. Oh man. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. This was super fun too. I was like,
oh my gosh, so many pregnant Mega Men.
I was really unsure about streaming this on main because I was like, oh, I haven't actually like streamed RP on the server in forever, and people are gonna have no idea what's going on. But it was so fun. It was so fun. I think next time what I would do is I would keep it on the alt channel and I would straight up just take the week off. Straight up. I'd be like, it's time to take the week off, focus on this. And then, you know, if you want regular content, I'll be back in a week because I never take breaks anyway. So yeah, Franny would have gotten so far. She got fricked out by the system, dude. That RP quote goes hard. For anyone who doesn't know what this is, I've got a friend, streamer friend Kiva, and what she does is every couple of months or so, you know the show Survivor, the TV show Survivor, she does that in RP on our server, and she calls it Survival. But this one, instead of using like existing RP characters that everyone knew, she had us all make new characters that had never shown up. Just make up a new person and they just show up for the show. And it was so funny because I knew most of these people, but like these are just new characters of theirs. And mine was like my character's best friend. It was that guy's aunt. So like I made a character and I was like, hey, I'm Franny Corleone, and I had her show up and she's this one right here, and I had her be like my friend's aunt, and I had her sound kind of like him but kind of not, and she was just like a rich Italian lady from like Brooklyn, and she was really annoying. And we had some really funny characters, and I look at this and I'm like, man, we gotta come up with more reasons to have people like do this stuff. It's so fun. Then we got the classic soap ad. We got this, you know, I'm trying to like, how do I say this? I'm trying to like talk about these topics on stream less a little bit here because I love these topics. You guys don't know like too many of the details of my former work, but you know generally like some, right? I love this kind of topic, but at the same time, you can't talk about this stuff nowadays without people like freaking the fuck out. You know, very, very understandable, but you know, so I'm just like, I'm gonna stay away from it. You know, I'll talk about it if it's something I don't know too much about because I haven't experienced it yet and I'm asking you guys, like, what's this about? What's that about? Whatever. But like, I don't want to sit there and speak from a place of experience on this stuff anymore because people just actually all think they're experts and have so much to say. And it becomes this struggle internally for me of like, do I correct this thing? Do I talk about that thing? I can't tell you a lot about my background because then I'm just straight up doxing myself. So it's not like I can appeal to ethos here in too many ways and etc. So you know what I mean? It's just like a situation where I'm like, fuck it. Fuck it. You know? So I've been straying away from it just a little bit. Just the occasional conversation, just not as often because, my God. Yeah, people are freaked out about everything. It's true. It's true. And when it's something that, you know, maybe was like some level, some measure of expertise for me. I find it harder to talk about, like, as a VTuber, you know? You know what I mean? It's just, like, a little tougher to get up there and I can't tell you why I can talk about a certain thing or whatever, you know what I mean?
The letters A and I being next to each other one time and the masses
Yeah.
go hashtag pi 150 ra 150.
Ra.
Oh my god, it's the end of the net.
No, they do though, and the thing is, I think a lot of people are very understandable in these conversations, which is why I would just rather not even have them, because, like, there's always, like, a kernel of truth to what people are saying, or there's a sentiment that's very true, very understandable, if their information was right, or, you know, whatever it is. So you're just like bursting people's bubble all over and over when you try to have serious conversations about this kind of stuff. And it's just like, it's become unfun. You know what I mean? It's become unfun. So, if unfun, I kill it. You know what I mean? If unfun, I kill it. And then this classic one, this is still everyone's favorite. Every time I raid her, she just gets just covered in this stupid fucking emote. I'm so glad I got this emote, man. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. And then this one, what story was I telling for this one? I was like, this guy's boogeyman. I don't remember which one this was. Does anyone know off the top of their head what story this was? I know this is like a highly... Guy that tried multiple times to ask you out. Oh, the dude that I kept... Yeah. I kept reappearing. Right. Yeah. Okay. No, he wasn't a stalker. Yeah, it was his TA. Yeah. I genuinely felt so bad for this dude because I would have loved to just disappear from his life so he could, like, let it go. Because he had a hard time letting go, you know what I mean? So I would have loved to just fade out, but but then I saw the bro in college and I was his TA. He showed up for the first day of a class and I was the TA. I felt so bad. I was like, man, I was hoping we'd just never see each other. Because, you know, I know it's not my fault, but I'm not trying to, like, remind anyone, you know what I mean, of anything. And also because this dude was like a dreamer, you know what I mean? So he would see me and he'd be like, oh my God, is it fate that I've seen her again? And I'm like, oh my God, dude, no. No, it's not. In fact, we kept seeing each other all the time because we wanted to study the same stuff. It's actually a very normal mechanism in real life, you know? Like, it's not fate, actually. There were lots of other people I kept seeing because we all like to study the same stuff, so it's actually really normal. Yeah, fuck that, man. Still feel bad to this day. You'd have been traumatized to drop the class? It's... You can't, like, do stuff like that to your life, though, over something like this, you know? You just can't. Felt so bad. This poor guy. I've not seen him for many years now, like in recent years. That's been, we're on a good streak. We're on a good streak. A theater, yes. Okay, this is stuff that goes on in the community. Actually, this is good. If any of you aren't in the Discord, there's a lot of shit we do. So, number one, watch parties. There's a lot of, like, movie nights and watch parties. There's a lot of that in the Discord. We have a game. We have an entire game in the Discord called Mobagachi, where you can get your own little mob and take care of it and send it on a quest and it can collect stuff. And it's like all community drawn as well. So, like, some of the weapons and items you see were contributed by community members, which is really fun. We have the quest board. The quest board is if I or the community needs a specific thing, we put it up there and it's a way to earn points. And it's really nice because I don't like asking for things without giving anything. I just don't like that, but I can't sit here and, like, shell out US dollars to everybody for every little thing that they do nicely for me because I would go broke because I'm not a more billionaire. And if I were, you'd know because I would finally open my cat cafe that I'm going to call Pussy Pussy. Don't forget. But I'm not there yet. So, What I can do though is throw away like points at you guys and stuff like that, like make it fun as much as I possibly can, you know. And people have been really responding well to it, so so it's been good. It's been good. There are a lot of tournaments. You guys do tournaments like all the time, tons of them. 80 big W win share. I actually really like that chat. Instead of having a vent chat, we have the W chat, which is just like if you've gotten a big win and you want to share something like good, you share that instead. And then you can talk about that a little bit there. And that's been really, really, really nice. Yeah, book club's in its second year, which is huge. Most book clubs fade out and die after 3 months. So that's been going and going and going. Thank you guys for reading the shit that I make you read sometimes. Sometimes I'll go like, you should read this book, and then you read it. And I'm like, oh god. Sorry to the people who like might hate that book. Keanu Reeves is doing really well. He's doing really well. And then, oh yeah, this was just a tweet, but genuinely also, you guys have been showing up to cons as a collective. I see you all wearing like the merch or like showing up next to each other. When Matara had her booth, you guys broke down her booth with her so that she could like leave on time and stuff. That was all lovely, all good, all wonderful. And this happens every con, by the way. Not just this one where I tweeted about it specifically, but every con I get some creator friend of mine being like, oh, I met a lot of like your people at my meet and greet and they were all super nice. Oh, they helped out my staff with this thing. Oh, they did this funny thing. Like you guys have also like organized like to do a stupid bit. Like when you see Zen doing a walk around, you do some stupid bit on the stream together, you know, like stuff like that. And yeah, there's a lot of like, they don't always like tweet about it or say anything about it publicly, but you guys do get a lot of recognition from like streamer friends telling me about it. So that's been good. That's been real good. I should force them to tweet about it. I'll be like, well, if you like so much, why don't you tweet about it? You know? Oh, yeah. Over 300 offerings. That's crazy. I hate that you put the sandwich in here. Oh, we have a bunch of haikus. A bunch of haikus. Oh, my God. 1375 hours of streams moderated, plus Discord, plus the alt streams. Insane. Plus dev time from the ones that I brought on as devs. Crazy. Crazy. Absolutely nutty. Absolutely nutty. Woo! I liked this offering. Thank you for collecting the stats, the data. I'm gonna make a hate comment right now, though. It's gonna be my only negative comment. Please pick a lighter background. The contrast between black and this background ain't enough. That is the end of me being a hater on this offering. If I made a website that looked like this, I would have gotten my ass kicked. You know? Just make it a little lighter. Yeah, you want to get close to brand color? Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. Just make it nice. I liked it. I liked it. Used Canva for this. Canva. I've never used Canva. But I have a friend who makes Canva templates. That's her whole job. She always talks to me about Canva. And she's like, oh yeah, something Canva, something. I just like never, I've never used it. Not once. Looks like it works. Looks like it works. It didn't exist when I was, you know, a youngin'. Canva's Figma for normies. Yeah. Yeah. There are other tools out there, man. Back in my day, we didn't have Canva, so I don't know what year it was like made or what year it started to popularize, but you know, what about Prezi? I've used Prezi before. I think Prezi sucks too. Just use, you know, at least this Canva looks like it output just normal slides. Prezi does that thing where it zooms in. We don't need all that. We don't need all that. I do remember Prezi. Anyway. Google Slides. This is basically Google Slides. I like the slide format better than Prezi trying to do its thing because the animations fuck up. They fuck up. They fuck up too much. Anyway, W offering. I like this. I like this. Let's give you... This probably took quite a bit of time. Not like a shit ton, but, you know, enough. Especially if you're, like, new to the tool. Let's do... How about... Let's do 200 points. 200. Woo! You still remember Windows 98? Are you trying to fit in with the boomers here? I remember 98. Yeah, so do the rest of us. So do the rest of us. I do miss Vista, though, I gotta say. Out of all of them, I miss Vista. Vista was great. XP was kind of perfect, though. Actually, no, sorry. 95 was perfect. Geek art backlog number 2 in the Warlock outfit, which I've mentioned before. I've been working on revamping. I've been working on revamping. I've mentioned this before, so this is not like a new thing. Don't be like, oh my god. We've said this, but I want to revamp because if I try to put it exactly as is on my main model now, it don't look right, you know? So I'm getting it tailored. I'm getting it tailored and refitted a little bit. I am what I am. But I miss this outfit. I really like this outfit, man. I like the colors. I like the theming, the vibe of it. I also just like anything Milky designs in general. Like anytime he designs anything, it just comes out right. He did the crocodiles outfit, and I saw the outfit and the whole design. He did the whole design. I saw the design and I looked at it. This was before I saw the ref sheet, and I was like, I think Milky might have done this. Like I got that tingle in the back of my head, right? And I was like, I think Milky might have done this. And I saw the ref sheet and I was like, yeah, that's his art style. Okay. You know? Like sometimes you just know. He does very clear designs with like very clear color palettes and everything. And I feel like I like it. It's a little simplified in a good way. Like the hair. Yeah. The little bits that stick up at the ends. It was a little bit of a risk because it's stupid, but you guys know I like doing like stupid hair sometimes, right? Like I like designs having some elements that are a little dumb on purpose. Not with every outfit, but I like that kind of stuff. So this outfit was kind of the epitome of that. Of like, just like, I don't know, is whimsical the right word for it? Maybe whimsical is the right way, not stupid. But you know, a little dumb element here and there. It's fun. It's fun. I also specifically asked him to take my bangs and make it look like I tried to comb them down. Like Melvin, you know, like I tried to like really like comb them down, but they just like came out weird and the ends kept sticking up no matter how much I brushed it, you know? Because you know how like when an evil character is evil, their hair does evil pointy things? And there are scenes in cartoons sometimes where a character has like an evil chunk of hair. You know what I'm talking about, right? And they try to brush it and then it like becomes evil again. Or like a woman with drill curls, she'll be like, I'm not Nojo-sama, and then she like brushes her hair and it like curls back up again. You know what I mean? I was like, I want that vibe with this hair. Like it just won't stop being evil, you know? And he got it right. It's so good. I just want it to be like cartoon villainous, you know? But yeah, it came out good. I like this art though. I miss this outfit. We'll bring it back. But I don't want to bring it back exactly the same. We're gonna change it. But I miss it. I miss the stupid shoes. Let's do 95 for this. 95 points. Ooh! The boss reviews the Colonel's wares. Is this a Noro outfit swap? I really like Noro's design. Nora's another person that could do designs really well, either complicated or simple. And I've noticed this. All of my friends that are really good artists simplify their designs down a bit. I've noticed this. I think the people that are not artists themselves tend to have designs on themselves that are more complex. And then the ones that are artists, like, whittle it down a bit more. I've just, you know, that's the pattern. That's the pattern. And I've started to like really see it a lot. I think it's the right move because what you do, okay, if you can draw a chibi, right? You draw like a little round head and give them like an Animal Crossing looking body. and put like 3 stripes of colors on them, and then people go, oh, it's that character. That means your design's good, right? And simpler designs, you could do that. I felt that way with the Warlock outfit, right? You could like, give me a little Animal Crossing looking head, a big old head. You stick the little mascot on the hair. He's dying on the hair, right? And then you do like 1, 2, 3 stripes of color. Anyone would look at that and be like, oh, that's her, you know? So there's something nice about it. So I like these types of outfits. More and more I've been like, you know, liking that. Counting the number of manta rays on Nora's outfit makes you realize how much work was put in. Yeah. You can see it on the hip here, the manta rays. It goes crazy. It goes crazy. That's the thing too with like those, you say simple, right? When you look at the design, you're like, oh, it's a little simpler. But then when you look deeply into it, it's not simple. It feels simple. That doesn't mean it is simple, right? Because then when you do these little details, they actually stick out a lot. Simple feeling, simple feeling. Yeah, I love the manta rays, dude. I like how you can see them very clearly in this drawing because it is the best part of the design. The manta ray plates. I hope Noro throws the manta rays like batarangs. You know, just like pop one off and just throw it. Slice someone in half entirely. It's perfect. It's perfect. Manta rangs. I'm messaging this to Noro right now. Hold on. Must pause stream to do a really important DM. If you take one of your armor plates off and throw it at an enemy, you can call it a manta ring. Okay. Very important message sent. All right, we can resume the stream. I like this. Let's do a 100 points. Because you also had a little Nora drawing there. Let's do 100. 100. If you simplify Geega's design all the way, it becomes Ascension. Oh, okay. No, you know what mine is? Remember the little symbol that was on my keycaps? And it's like a little emblem logo that I use. It's on my starting soon screen. That's it. A mouth with 2 teeth and an eye patch, and that's it. That's like, if you put me in water and boiled me down until I was soup stock, that's what we left after you strained me out. Sorry for that mental picture, but you know what I mean. I drew that myself, by the way. I want to mention the design for that on the keycap. I drew it myself. All me. Not that it was like incredible art, but you know, it was like a couple lines. But I drew it myself, and then I went to their designers and I was like, can you make the edges cleaner? Can you make the edges nicer? Liz says, so I couldn't get the description of the Heaven's Twilight Geega and Iron Mask collab out of my head, so here's an animatic. Hold on. I don't think there's sound, right? Let me pause this just in case. Right. I go, Iron Mask. Geega? Our fight goes on endlessly. Don't worry. The stars will be with us forever. That's what she sounds like. Yeah, that was the bit that was on the why can't I remember the website? Sorry, I'm like having geriatric moments with my brain not working. The website had this like little description, and the staff, the Agent Ink staff, wrote it, and they're like, we want to give a cool thing, and I was like, okay, like you didn't have to do all that. They just went out of their way, and they're like, we wrote a little dialogue for the item. I don't know why they did it, but I wasn't mad about it at all. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was cute. They went out of their way to just write it. I was like, okay. And then people like actually really liked it. They saw the collab of the items, and they were like, oh my God, there's story. And I think the staff did it because they knew that we weren't going to do like a crazy lore video. Like we wanted to initially, and then we never got to, and they were aware of that. So I think the staff were just like, what can we do here? You know? So for no reason other than that, they just kind of like added a little thing in the description, which was really nice of them, you know, because they wanted to help with the vibe. But yeah, I like the team. I like the team. They're very nice. They just did a lot of extra little things like that for us that they didn't have to. You know, like really little things, but like shows that they cared. You know what I mean? Also, yeah, the church's logo is in the background. Do you see it? The church's logo. I really like this art. And it's her like killing somebody. Our fight goes on endlessly. We have to do something with these outfits together. We still never did a thing. We gotta find something. We will eventually. Yeah, church's chicken logo in the background, by the way. I really like this because it feels like it's like serious but funny at the same time, and I don't know how to feel about it, and that's really good. That's really good. It's like a good kind of confusing. Liz, I love this shit. This leaves me with a weird, uncanny feeling in the best of ways. The absolute best of ways. The church's logo really does it. I like it. Fuck it. 150. 150. Yeah, the tiredly gets me. Tiredly mouse with the dark circles. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's amazing, Liz. It's amazing. Duh, girls. You put yourself in it. I was about to ask who this is. It's the faction that's eyeballing some poor sod. Are you British? Hold on. No, he's grass. Okay, thank God. Thank God. All right, well, I gotta say it. I gotta say it. Wishful thinking. Look at this art. Wishful thinking. You think they would be nice to you? You think they'd be nice to you? It's the true definition of fan art. The girls would be nice to me, though. Don't worry, man. They're canonically evil, too. They're canonically evil, too, unfortunately. Unfortunately. But it's the girls, so, you know, yeah. Molly, she just wants to make him into soup. She's... she's just gonna make you soup. That's all. That's all. The other two are gonna put you on an altar and sacrifice you. You know. Wishful thinking. And this is the art of him before realizing that. So it can't be him. Mobs don't look like that. True. I like the art though. I like their actually, especially I want to point out, I really like the window in the back. You made this look like stained glass. You did a whole custom thing that you didn't have to do at all. But you just did like a whole custom stained glass background just cause, and it goes hard. It has like all the mascots on it. Like I know this is the focal point, which is why I'm calling this out so you look at it. It's like this whole ass stained glass background with the little dudes on it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Seconds Before Disaster. Yeah, we'll rename the piece to Seconds Before Disaster. It came out really nicely. I'm gonna do let's do 100 points for this one. 100 points. It came out really good. Please keep drawing the girls. I like the girls. I had Milky design entire Monster Girls just for you guys. Just for you. Ooh, from Bouts of the Blind. Because it's the year of the horse. I think, right? Is it the fire horse or something this year? Right? The year of the horse. Yes. Last year was the year of the snake, right? Is that the order? Something like that. We got something cool soon, snake related. We have two things snake related. But they're gonna happen not in the year of the snake, which is kind of whoops, you know. Oops, but it is what it is. Snake Eater did come out in the year of the snake, yes, but yeah, we're gonna have two different snake related things this year, but unfortunately it's the year of the horse instead. I'm not gonna do anything horse related. I did think about an Uma toggle just cause and it's literally just horse ears. But then I was like, I don't even like Uma Musume that much. I don't dislike it. I just don't like actually sit there and play it. So I would just be like LARPing. So I said, all right, never mind. I thought about it briefly because I started playing Uma a little, and then I was like, this is cool. And then I didn't actually enjoy the gameplay loop that much. I like the characters. Like, I like the idea of Uma Musume. So I don't dislike Uma Musume. I just didn't like care to play the game that much. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get an Uma toggle if I don't actually like, you know what I mean? I would feel like it would feel like Stolen Valor a little bit, if that makes sense. Even though I like it, I had a great time initially playing it. I liked the anime more, and even then, I didn't like the anime that much. I just didn't dislike it. Does it make sense to get a toggle for something related to something that you're just like a little positive on? You know? You know what I mean? So I was like, I want to do the toggle. If you get Uma ears, you have to turn off the regular ears? No, that's the thing. No. I would just, if I ever had ears, guys, like additional ears, they would be additional. I would just sprout them. Okay? My other ears would not go away. I would just hear real good. I would hear so good. It'd be like Dolby Digital 5.1 surround on my head. I like this though. This came out really good. I like Boris's little round pony. Look at him. His little round pony. So good. So good. I'm gonna say I want to give this 150 because I just really like this art. I just really like this art. It's really good. I don't know what I would have as a mount. Would it be like a skeletal hell horse kind of thing? I don't really like horses that much. Again, I don't dislike them, but they're cool. Their mouths freak me out. I don't like their teeth. A big bird. A worm. You're a lizard mount person. Yeah, I don't know. A tiger, a bear, warhog. Yes, a big wolf. Yeah, like what, you know, if we're in hell and we could have anything as a mount. Like, it don't gotta be a horse, you know what I mean? Giant war rat, ooh. Ooh, what if it's like a giant mole? Okay, hear me out. A big mole. And he looks disgusting. Disgusting. Like, you ever see like a naked mole rat? Like disgusting mouth. He's kind of like a mix between a mole and a sandworm. Okay, and he's hellish and he's like rotting. He's just absolutely like pestilence ridden, you know. I think that'd be a cool mount. Wrinkly sausage. Naked mole rat / sandworm. And then I'll be the king of pestilence, dude. Oh, it'd be so cool. Maybe he has some rat features. Give him rat ears just cuz. That'd be cool, man. Moleworm. Character designers get to designing. I just think it'd be cool. A big beefy arm. Yeah, he has one beefy arm. Honey badger. Wait a minute. I actually really like honey badgers. Like IRL. The honey badger is like... The honey badger is up there on like some kind of favorite animals. I like hyenas, honey badgers, like moles, you know, a lot of the really gross ones for a regular badger. No, honey badgers are cool. I don't know. Yeah, anything that's just a unit, right? Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. I don't know. Anyway, if you ever want to draw like a mount or something, just make it like gross or really like gnarly, right? Like a dire wolf, but he's like bleeding and shit, but he's not wounded. He just like seeps blood because he's a hell wolf, you know? You know what I mean? Just make it gross, you know? Make it really gross every time. I like character design for like monsters and enemies and things that are just super gross. And I know we made the mob army cute because everyone's level 1, but like I love when shit's just gross, man. Anyway, next we get points for that. This is what Ruff made the Cynthia gif. Defying Geega from Wicked. This is my most favorite gif, is that Cynthia gif. It's so like I don't know. Every time I see a gif or a video or something of Cynthia, there's like a 50-50 chance that it's just the most confusing thing in the world. I showed you guys that short from that weird interview that they did where literally nobody in the interview knew what was happening for like the entire hour that they were sitting in a room together. People are really holding space with that. I didn't even know they were doing that. It was just like so weird. Like, I don't know. It was so good. It was actually like, I don't know how to say this. I hope everyone there was method acting and it was just the greatest thing ever. But I know they weren't, which is what makes it even better. But like, I look at that and I'm like, man, I wish these people were all method actors and wrote this, because I'd be like, that's the most genius thing I've ever seen. But it's just not. It's just not. The one where they're outside and the helicopter passes and she has some kind of moment over it. Go away, helicopter. Oh, that one was so good too. Go away, helicopter. Oh, man. Anyway, you really gotta watch like these weird Cynthia moments. Me and Texas are the Cynthia and Ariana of the mod team. That shit is true and I hate it. Ryu and Texas are like holding each other tenderly. I just need to hold space with that for a moment. Oh, so good. And you're gifting Milky's sub. So good. I love this fucking gift. I'm giving you 120. 120 for this. On topic, relevant, made an entire gif. Did it mega fast. It was like that day almost. Crazy. Crazy. Ooh. Oh yeah, I saw this recently on Twitter. This is a newer one. Did you say anything on the tweet? Let me see. Because there's no caption here. No, they just posted it. No, they just posted it. Nice. Nice. Yeah, Bart was just like, here you go. It came out really good and I like it. I have like nothing to say because I have no complaints or funny bits or anything. It's just good. You know? It's just good and I like it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I like the pose. Let's do... We'll do 110 for this. We'll do 110. The fabric does look nice. Yeah, you know, the fabric is supposed to be a little thin, a little light. You know what I mean? Like it's supposed to hang, or if you draw any of this in motion, the fabric should kind of move with that motion. Like it's not stiff. You know what I mean? So I always appreciate when people draw that fabric like you can see it rumpling and you can see, you know what I mean? Because it's not supposed to be like a plastic sheet on the front or on the back. Yeah, the armor shading is crazy. I really like the way they did really all of the textures, every single one of the textures. Same with the mesh fabric here too. The mesh fabric looks really good. Because it is fabric. And sometimes people don't draw it as fabric. They just like draw some lines and then shade the area in. But it actually looks like fabric on top. You know what I mean? Which is really good. A lot of people don't really like take the time to be like, let me make sure there's rumples in this fabric. So you can tell they put a fuck ton of time into it. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It came out so good. So good. So good. Ooh. I remember when I first got this outfit, there were some people that were like, you look like Griffith. Yeah, this is the whip, allegedly. I think, right? Let me see. Is this the same one they put on Twitter? Yeah, they put it on Twitter and said whip. So it's not even done. It looks really good. It looks really, really, really good. It came out really nice. I hope you finish it. You don't have to, no pressure. But I hope you finish it. It's just good, man. I really like Berserk. I really like Berserk. And I really like Griffith. Now, that doesn't mean I think Griffith is a good guy or was right, obviously. I really like the character. I think the writing around Griffith is so good. And you can tell because everyone's like, oh, right? Whenever they see references to the character, they're like, oh God, you know, because they're like horrified by him. That's great. That means he's like the best written. And that's why I love the character Griffith. I think he was just like so well written. You see people to this day arguing about like, you know, his psyche and yeah, if he did anything wrong or not or whatever. Really, really good character. So yeah. I love well-written villains. It's just the greatest, it's the best, it's the most wonderful, and Griffith is like up there, you know, up there in that. So yeah. Yeah, we like Griffith. Not like in a personal way, though. In a writing and character kind of way. Gonna be evil because he loves it is still a fun one, though. Oh, yes and no. Well, you get into the whole demise thing and all that stuff, you know. But yeah, we love Griffith. And we do love Ganon. I like Ganon's writing usually. It's beautiful. I'm gonna say let's do... It's a whip, so let's do 90 for now, and then they finish it and post the full thing, then we'll do a little more. Okay. Some people separate Griffith and Femto. Yeah, it's like yes and no. There are a lot of stories where there's a guy who is then corrupted by a thing, and that thing is seen as a separate entity. So people are like, that guy alone wasn't that bad because whatever. But yeah, I was gonna say Griffith like always intended to do a lot of this shit. Also, in a lot of these cases when they write stories like this, the person is able to be corrupted because they gave in to temptation, or they were able to be corrupted because they had the same ideas. They just maybe were a little pussy to do the thing, and then now this evil entity is like, now you're not, haha, right? Like, a lot of the time with these, like, you know, evil entities, they find a suitable host for a reason. This is the same with Ganon and Ganondorf. Like, Demise and Ganon, whatever, is corrupting the normal guy who was born at some point named Ganondorf. He's getting corrupted because he's absolutely already kind of a bad guy, right? Yeah, Anakin, right? The whole becoming a Sith thing is not like, oh, the dark side made me do it. Like, you were not a good guy to begin with. And then it just recognized that and got you over to its side, right? So, yeah, I see a lot of people, like, have these philosophical discussions about, like, that guy wasn't actually bad, though. And I'm like, well, you know. The good guys didn't get corrupted by the same thing, so, you know, why? What's the difference here? Let's discuss, you know. When I showed you the weather and I was like, dude, Stormfern has big naturals, Sakura went, hold on. Hold on a minute. Oh, good lord. Good lord, she coming. Yes, the demure hand. Well, she's a demure lady, okay? She's a demure individual. She does the little, you know. So demure. We love her. We love her. I love this. Shit's funny as fuck. Let's do, maybe I'll change my faction to undead now. We'll do, how about 90 points for this one too. Let's do 90. This shit's funny as fuck. It's all her fault. She did it. I think this is this on Twitter? Yeah, this is on Twitter if you want to give them, oh yeah, the link's there. If you want to give them a little boost. Another Fan Art Friday down. Oh, you do Fan Art Friday. Clicks on their Twitter. Fan Art Friday. Oh, they really do. They didn't list me in their top 10 VTubers they'd like to collab with post, though. And I'm just gonna, you know, say that I can't believe you've done this. I'm personally hurt. I take personal offense. Hi, Boone. How are you? How are you? This is good. We were just going over the last offering, and I was giving points. I think this is the last one. Last two. People put stuff in my Discord, and then I rate it. That's really it, Raiders. I go over it and I give people points. Boone played piss game. Which one? Because unfortunately for you, there are a lot of those. So which? Urge. Oh. Oh. God, yeah. The piss game. I see. Actually, wait, Raiders, you would love this. I came up with an idea. You know how FNAF has gameplay that I think at the time, like when the first one was released, was kind of revolutionary for the horror game genre, where you're like urgently trying to prevent something by clicking through different things, and then when you have to keep looking away, etc., right? And it just builds stress really cleverly in a game where you're just clicking around a little bit. Very, very well done idea, the original FNAF, right? So my idea, yeah, it's a game called Dark Dumping. So you're in a bathroom stall and you need to poop, and you're doing the deed, but there are people who keep coming into the bathroom and trying to check if your stall door is open. You know, like a kid keeps trying to crawl under the bottom from the stall next to you, and you have to keep preventing these things so that you can dump in peace. Yeah, someone walks in, you have to keep redoing the latch because the latch keeps coming undone. Yeah, anxiety poop sim. I think Dark Dumping would be a great game, and if any of you want to work on it, I fully support you. Okay? I support you. You're literally describing a series of nightmares I consistently have. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying this. This is coming from my soul. Okay, I'm a soul laid bare right now. Okay, that's horror. Hearing Dread's hello on the Dark Dumping. Oh my god, yeah, I could get my friends to voice the characters. It's dark and there's just him going, hello? Could you pass me some toilet paper? You have to get up so you can hand the toilet paper over, but you can't be up for too long, otherwise you can have an accident. You know what I mean? We could really make this shit horrific. I'm just saying, guys, you got a little bit of a tood when you handed me that toilet paper. Yeah, you could just have a stall neighbor that's just upset with you the whole time. And I think that should be voiced by Dread. Oh, you're sitting in the stall and someone looks through the little slit in the door hinge. Oh, that's what I was saying. You can see an eyeball. The full horror game is an eyeball just showing up. Ugh. Actually, the worst. Chance he touches your hand when you pass the TP. You pass the TP and he grabs your hand a little. Ugh. Maybe you have dialogue options, you choose to confront or don't, you know? All of this affects your stress meter. Oh, it'd be so good. Yeah, a little schmear on top, too. Look, I'm just saying, devs out there, I'm what you'd call an idea guy, okay? And I got ideas for you. Anyway, I love this fan art. You made Boris very cute. Thank you for drawing Boris. The details are correct. I have nothing to complain about. Well, I could complain a little bit. I could complain a little bit about the right hand. A little about the materials used, but whatever. Whatever. You're done on stream very quickly. It's all good. It's all good. I like the facial expression. You got the vibe down. I like the chair. I like the wine glass. No complaints. I'm gonna give this 90 points. 90 points to Freeform in the Creature's house. Creatures, you're still lagging behind. If you look up top, Undead are at 33k, but it's 33.6. You guys are just at 33k. Better watch out. Ooh, this might be the last one. Boris is ready for Neo 3. Ooh. Yeah, I've been no-lifing the demo. I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited. And I may have to no-life it again because I kind of want to play it on my PS5 potentially. So I might have to redo some of the demo on there. Maybe. But that's okay. I don't mind. It's just like, it's a big demo. Yeah, the Neo 3 demo is like 15 hours of content. And if you go and do everything, you clear everything out, it's a lot more than that. I've been enjoying the hell out of it, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited to just stream the game. Like, there's stuff that I want to do and show on stream that I can't yet, you know? So I'm like, but with time, we'll get there. Anyway, he looks so good. He looks so good. He looks like, fucking, what's his face? The boss that we fight. Wow, can't remember his name. My brain is, like, dying today. But it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm excited for this game, man. Very, very, very excited. I like this. I also really... I want to note that he put the emblem on him. It's beautiful. I do have one complaint about it. However, I patched the wrong side. Ready? Ooh. Ooh. So we're going to have to dock 20 points for that. We're going to have to dock 20 points. However, we will give you 90. We'll give you 90 so your net 70. Thank you, Bouts. Thank you, Bouts. Yeah, we're going to have to take his skin, unfortunately. Happens to the best of us. The line. Okay, that's the last one. Nice. Nice. Perfectly on time. We're like exactly 2 hours in, and we're going to play today Cairn. We're going to play Cairn. Let's open it. Should I play it with controller or mouse and keyboard? Any knowers? Any knowers in the chat? Controller? Okay. Okay. Both? Okay, feet on keyboard. Turn off my BGM. That's how Glorilla says Karen. Karen, she's gonna burp spirit. Wait, Raiders, have you heard Glorilla say normal words? I'll play it for you guys. You ready? Let me make that louder. Oh, my nerves are you. I like the way she says that sentence so much. I saw pop up on my nerves feed. I really like Glorilla. Oh man, I saw pop up on my nerves feed. I want to hear what her brother sounds like, because she always says that he sounds worse than her, you know, like he has a stronger accent, and I'm like, man, how strong? If you sound like that. So the E sound is like E-R. E-R. Or anything that's like the Y-U kind of sound. U. News or news. Beautiful. Spirit. So it's like ER sounds and like that U sound that kind of does it.